On this episode, we're talking about how to stop procrastinating and actually be productive. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marina Oster, Stanford scientist and life coach. Welcome to my channel, a place where we save the planet by doing the work from the inside out. So let's start out by defining those terms, right? So what does it mean to procrastinate and what does it mean to be productive? Procrastination, by definition, is a conflict, right? It's an inner conflict. There's something that we need to do, but parts of ourselves are putting on the brakes, right? We're slowing down, we're digging our heels in, and we don't want to do it. And we might have knots in our stomach. It's just an overwhelming feeling. It could be a feeling of just wanting to hide out and do all sorts of other things, just not the thing that is at the top of our list. Procrastination. So what about actually being productive? So being productive isn't just working our tail off, right? And then dropping like a fly. That's not being productive. To be productive means to optimize our behavior and to know the reasons why we're doing what we're doing, what's in front of us, right? To get things done that are of value to us, where we see the end goal. And that's where the confusion and the difficulty and the conflict internally comes in. We haven't defined those things, right? So to be productive, we have to actually sit down and say, okay, what is my goal? What is my goal for today? What is my goal for the week? What is my goal for the month with this project, this assignment, whether it's a homework, whether it's something professionally, whatever it is that we're creating, developing, working on, right? And so get out a piece of paper, a notebook preferably, and write down on the top, what is your goal in as few words as possible? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your concrete, specific goal? Okay, so pause the video if you need to and write that down. Because when we have our goal, really the distilled version of it, that is our starting point, right? We need to find true north. We need to know where to point our compass, because when we're paying attention and we're looking at other things that are taking away our focus, right? They're drowning out the noise. That's just distraction. So distraction doesn't help. And this feeling of being overwhelmed or afraid of the thing that we need to do. So the reason we're afraid of it is because it's too big in the way that we've presented it in our mind. It means that it's not digestible. We have to break it up once we have the specific ultimate goal. So, okay, we have our goal written down, right? Let's say you are a student, right? And you have a big term paper due at the end. Or let's say you are a professional working at an architectural firm and you have a really big deadline in a month and a half. And what's most difficult, right, is to start. That is such a block to get over because our mind cannot break up all of the tasks that are actually rather quite easy to get from point A to point B, to put one foot in front of the other. So we have to help our mind out. We have to do that for it. So where you wrote your ultimate goal, right, which is turn in XYZ or create and describe something original, right, an original presentation of my work. Then what we need to do is we need to work back from the deadline. So when is your deadline? Write it on the side. If you don't have an official deadline and it's kind of an internal project that you want to feel good about doing, you're doing it for yourself, you're not doing it for others, set a deadline. Even if you're the boss, set a deadline, because the mind works with tangible situations only, and it gets overwhelmed with something that it can't quantify or build a path towards. So once you have the deadline, you need to break up the process. So if it's due in a few months or in a few weeks or in a few days, the process remains the same. We need to break it up by blocks. If it's a few days, you want day 1, day 2, day 3. If it's weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3. If it's months, also use weeks preferably. If it's more than 6, then break it up by month. So let's just break it down to that one level, right? What do you want to accomplish? What do you need to do working from the deadline, working back? What do you need to have done the week before, the day before? Depends on, right, what time scale your project is on, or the month before. What do you want to see realistically and feel good about getting done? So write that down. Feel free to pause this video and do it with me, because this is the only way we're going to get somewhere. We have to make things tangible to our mind. That's the bottom line for any and all procrastination, and turning that into being productive and feeling good about ourselves.